County Attorney's Office. This is Diane.
Diane, does the birth certificate and social security card and all other government documents enter us into commerce when we sign to them?
I'm sorry, could you start again, sir?
Does the birth certificate and social security card and other government documents like the license ID, are those contracts that enter us into commerce?
I do not have an answer for you, sir.
Okay, ma'am, if you could help me, that'd be so wonderful, because I'm trying to find the truth, and I've tried many times to call people, so I'm really trying to find the truth in this question.
Just a moment, please.
Okay. It's all surrounding the legal language. Woe unto you lawyers, for you have taken away the key of knowledge. You entered not in yourselves, and them that were entering in you hindered. So I'm entering in because I understand the key of knowledge, that these are contracts by which you give up your rights and property.
Sorry to keep you waiting, sir. I was going to have you speak with one of the assistant county attorneys, but there are none available right now. Would you mind leaving a voicemail for one of them? Return your call, or you can call back later. Whichever you prefer to do.
Yeah, can you just write down a message and give it to them?
I can do that.
Okay.
And your name, please?
Dwayne.
Last name, please?
Brothwell, Brothwell. And just to make you aware that I reserve all my rights, so it's not going to be the name that you have in your system. I'm no longer contracting with that name. Just to, if you could make that clear.
And what name or number can you be reached at, sir?
337.
337.
366.
366.
5173.
5173?
Yeah.
Just a moment, please.
Oh, Lord, it would be so awesome if I could get the truth. Yeah, Edward Mandel House, quote, very soon every American will be required to register their biological property. That's our children through the birth.
Sorry to keep you waiting, Mr. Roswell. I just had an attorney return into the office, so he's going to chat with you, okay?
Oh, awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome. Just a moment.
Thanks.
Hello?
Yeah, who am I speaking with?
Yeah, my name is Frank Haug. I'm one of the attorneys here.
Frank what?
Haug, H-A-U-G.
Oh, okay. Hi. How are you today?
Good. How are you, sir?
Good. I was wondering, does the birth certificate and social security card and other government contracts, do those enter us into commerce?
I'm sorry?
The birth certificate, social security card, and other government contracts such as the ID, driver's license, do those contracts enter us into commerce?
Commerce with regard to what?
Well, commerce, sexual intercourse, social intercourse, mental or spiritual intercourse, which is a definition in Webster's College Dictionary. In other words, you're entering into business with the international bankers. That commerce.
Are you? Is this something? What does that have with relation to Weld County?
Well, what it has is the key to understanding that we're giving up our rights and property through these contracts, and I think that's relevant to those people that are in under your so-called jurisdiction. Or would you
Okay.
agree?
Agree with what?
What I said, that it would be important to understand this for people in your community?
Well, I want to try to make sure I'm clear on what you're
Right.
asking for.
Okay.
I'm sorry. You said your name one more time.
Dwayne Brothwell. And
Dwayne.
yeah, Dewayne. And, you know, just to let you know, I'm no longer doing commerce with that name.
Okay.
To my understanding, okay? I'm only saying this because your school's never taught me nothing. So I have to learn all this on my own. The name that you have in your system, I am no longer in contract with. So
Okay.
I rescinded all my signatures off of all government contracts.
Okay.
And I did do a declaration where I handed in a declaration to the Weld County Sheriff, Greeley Police Department, and the city of Garden City. So I am
Okay.
no longer, to my understanding, you know, please forgive me if I don't know the truth. I've never been taught the truth, so I can only go by what I've learned. To my understanding, when you sign these contracts, you are giving up your rights and property. That's to my understanding. Not sure. Have you ever heard of Edward Mandel House?
Who's that?
Well, he was a banking representative advisor to Woodrow Wilson in 1913. He said a quote, and he said, "Very soon every American will be required to register their biological property, and that would be your children, in a national system designed to keep track of the people and that will operate under the ancient system of pledging. By such methodology, we can compel the people to submit to our agenda, which will affect our security as a chargeback for our fiat paper currency." He said every American will be forced to register or suffer being unable to work and earn a living.
So, okay, sir. Well, I guess I'm curious as to, can I help you resolve something, or
Yeah,
what are you hoping
yeah,
to...
it's a basic question, sir. When we sign to these documents, the birth certificate, social security card, identification contracts, driver's license contract, do those enter us into commerce?
Well, so here's what I'll tell you. Those are all either state or federal documents. Okay, the county doesn't issue those. The county doesn't, put those on. So I don't know what I can do to help you.
Yeah, I just want to know if that'll enter us into commerce. To my understanding, the legal language is a very hard language that hides the truth, and I'm just trying to find the truth.
So like I said, I can't tell you because that's not something the county really has any power over. So
yeah, are you guys? Is your county chartered by the state of Colorado?
Well, it's not. It's approved by the state of Colorado.
Approved?
I mean, it's a subset of the state of Colorado.
Yeah. So are you guys operating under federal jurisdiction?
Well, I mean, everybody operates under federal jurisdiction. So I guess again, I'm trying to get to if I can help you with something. If not, I'm not sure what I can do for you.
Yeah. I don't understand how you can't understand my question. That's what I can't understand.
Okay.
It's simple. Does it enter us into commerce with the international bankers? Because according to Edward Mandel House, he says that every American will be a contributor to this fraud, which we will call social insurance. Without realizing it, every American will insure us for any loss we may incur, and in this manner, every American will be unknowingly be our servant, however begrudgingly.
Well, so here's what I'll tell you. I can't answer your question. Is there something particular with the county that you have an issue with, or?
Well, yeah. the fact that you guys don't teach us the truth.
Okay.
I mean, I feel as though there's fraud being committed because you guys are leaving out very important information. And to my understanding, if you give out this information, you will lose your power over other people because, to my understanding, it's a contractual system where we enter into business or commerce. And it's as simple as that. And you don't have any power. It's a voluntary signature. And we don't have to do business with your corporation called Weld County.
Okay, and so your name's Dwayne Brothwell, but you said you don't use that. What do you use now?
Well, that's my name, but that's not the legal name that I'm doing commerce with you under. I'm not doing commerce with you, to my understanding.
Do you have another legal name?
I don't have any legal name. That's the problem, is that you guys can't recognize me because I'm not operating in your system. That's what I'm trying to do is establish an understanding between your bankrupted corporation called United States, Weld County, City of Greeley, to make it clear that you have no power over me. And I believe that the key to knowledge is the fact that it's all contractual. And that because actually I'm fearing for my safety. And millions of other people are fearing for their safety because simply we don't want to do commerce with your business. Where we know, and to my understanding, commerce is sexual intercourse.
Yeah, I'm gonna let Brad, another attorney in my office, come in here also. Okay?
Well, thank you. I appreciate that, Doug.
How are you? Do you go by Dwayne, or what? Do you have a trademark name?
You know, I don't understand the trademark thing, and I do realize you guys are speaking in legalese, correct?
Well, when you're asking about commerce,
right? Are you speaking in legalese?
I'm speaking in whatever in the terminology you're using. When you're asking us whether we're entering into commerce, if you're asking whether we're operating under the UCC in terms of our dealings, and whether we're governed under the admiralty laws, we don't agree with that. In fact, we operate under the common law and under the hierarchy of the federal, state, and local
okay.
constitutions.
All right. If you do that, then why aren't you guys following the law of the gold standard? You guys use fiat currency. That's against the Constitution and law, I believe.
It was abandoned quite a few years ago, but I hate to cut it short, but I guess, Mr. Howe, we're wondering if you have a particular complaint that we can help you with.
Yeah.
I don't know that we can help you with anything.
Yeah.
We have beliefs that we ascribe to in terms of the law. It sounds like you have very different beliefs.
Well, the law, to my understanding, you guys have codes, regulations, and statutes which only take on an effect of law through contract, to my understanding. And I believe that those are for corporations and members who are in contract with your corporation, because it's not law. I mean, you guys, the law says no state shall coin money on anything but gold and silver, and you guys are obviously using fiat currency, which is, our forefathers said, paper money has had the effect in your state it will always have to ruin commerce, oppress the poor and honest, and to open the door for every species of fraud and injustice, because the simple fact is, my issue with you is that you guys are not telling us the truth about how the money system works and how we are entering into business with you.
We don't have a particular thing that we can address. I think we just have to agree to disagree on this.
Oh, so you're saying that if you guys are lying and I'm telling the truth, that I have to agree that you're lying. Is that what you're saying?
I think you just have to agree that we don't share your point of view and we don't share your point of
Well,
view. You may believe we're lying, and we may
what
think
point of view don't you agree with that I'm of mine?
Well, let me kind of go here. Do you have a particular question that we can help you with?
Yeah, does the birth certificate and social security card enter us into commerce with the international bankers?
I can't answer that question.
Who can?
Well, I guess
I mean, you guys have power over people, right? Citizens, whoever. I mean, you guys tell people what to do. You use your guns. You force people to submit to your will, don't you?
I think you need to address your question to the international bankers. We at this moment have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah. Well, to my understanding, that's evidence of bankruptcy right there.
Well,
That means you guys are lacking knowledge.
I'm afraid we can't really help you with the question as to whether we're entering into
Okay. Do you know anybody that can help me with that question?
No, we don't actually.
That would be a pretty critical subject, wouldn't you agree? That if those contracts enter us into commerce with the international bankers, wouldn't that be a real critical key point of the way our country works?
It might, but I don't really understand what you're talking about. And
Yeah.
at this point,
You only understand that you have power over citizens and that you tell them what to do, and even though the Constitution says there is no more slavery, you still...
I think we can ask you that we can answer for you. I'm going to have to end the conversation. I do appreciate
Yeah, that's the typical response I get from government.
Feel free to speak to Mr. Howe again.
All right. Well, thank you guys for your time.
thank you.